Hi, I'm going to accept or work on this pull request that we have here for coreBOS, but I'm going to do it taking the long way because the because I want to show how to create a branch in GitHub and make it clean, a clean commit, so that we can easily incorporate these changes into coreBOS. Well, really into any GitHub project. The problem I have here is that there's a mix of two or three patches or changes or logical changes altogether, and some of them have been changed because they weren't exactly as I wanted them, and or as I need them in the project, and then there are some that I can't accept, because there's a parent tab change down here, which makes no sense at all in the base project. So I'm going to try to show the steps that I would take to create a branch and to make this commit clean and a clean pull request into the project. Okay, so the first step is to fork the project that you want to work on. Okay, so in this case I'm going to fork the coreBOS project into my own personal GitHub account. Okay, that was basically that easy. If you noticed up here, now I have Joe Bordes instead of Tesuluzio coreBOS. Okay, it's a fork. That means that I have basically a full copy of the whole coreBOS, but I can work on this one. I can commit changes. I can do anything I want on this one. Okay, so the next step would be to clone that, and so that I can get it working locally into my machine. Okay, so let's get that here. Git clone, and it's my Joe Bordes account on the coreBOS, and I'm going to copy that into CB Joe. Okay, this will start counting and download. Okay, I have to set this up so that we can work on it, so that I can develop anything I want here in my local machine, and then I can just upload the changes whenever I need to, into a branch or into anything. Okay, so while this is preparing, I'm going to just wait a little bit for it to download, and then we'll install the whole thing. Okay, this is downloaded, so I'm just gonna do a quick change of permissions here. Let me see how this looks. CB Joe. Yeah, okay. It's gonna give permission to my web user so that it can write in this directory. That should be about all I need there. Okay, and let's install this. Come over here. This is in my machine, and okay, and we just follow the install process because I need a database for this to be able to really work and test everything that I'm developing. Okay, so this is just a normal. Let's put CB Joe, create the database. Okay, fill it up. I don't need this. Let's do this one. Okay, okay, there we go. Check everything's okay, and it's installing. Okay, once I get this installed, I have to set up my project site. Let's do that. Close up. So I bring up my editor. Let's see if we close these. And let's start a new project so that I can work on the fork that I'm creating right now. I'm gonna call it CB fork. It's in this directory over here. This one. Okay, finish. Okay, so now even though it's still installing, I can already start working on this project. I have all the code here and I can do whatever I need to do with the project. But since my goal is to create a branch that will cleanly apply against the main coreBOS project, I have to create that branch locally before I start developing anything. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to the coreBOS wiki. Here in the development page, I have a link with some, I think it's this one, with some things that I like to remember, and exactly this is the one I'm looking for. Git checkout minus B, which is a new branch. That's to create the new branch. This is the name of the branch, and this is where I'm going to get it from. Okay, in this case, I'm just gonna do the minus B right directly here. Okay, let's see that. Let's go into the project. If we execute the remote, you'll see that I have this project, which is the whole coreBOS installation. As you can see, all the files, everything in the normal setup. It's pointing to my Joe Bordes personal account on GitHub and the fork that I did. I can work there. Okay, so I'm gonna do it. Git checkout minus B. Let's call this pull request. Pull request. Let's see what pull request it is. It's pull request number 30. So I'm gonna call this branch PR30, just to give it a kind of a normal name. And I don't have to specify anything else, because if I don't specify anything, it's just gonna branch against my head version here. Okay, before I do that, I'd like to see if this finishes, so let's wait a second and let it finish. Okay, this finished. It installed everything. Let's make sure we can get in and everything looks okay. Admin, and we should be in. Okay, this is looking good. Okay, good. If let's save this command here a second. If I do a git status here to see how things look, it tells me already that I have lost the install directory, which was changed when I ended the install, for protection. It changed this, so it can't get installed again. It changed my configging file, pointed to my new directory and the new database. This is just a minor change. Parent tab data, and this file. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is recover the install, so that it doesn't show up here in my git status and it doesn't make the unnecessary noise. Okay, so I just get the install php renamed file and put it back to the name it had, and do the same thing with the install directory. So now if I execute the git status, I only have here 4 or 5 files that are the ones that changed. Okay, now we can do the branch. Okay, to finish the install here, I should execute the coreBOS updater. It's not going to make any changes to to the goal of applying the pull request number 30, but it is necessary if I'm going to be developing here and doing branches and going forward and doing a lot of things. So I'll just do it right, and that way I know I have a clean, stable install, up-to-date install, which I can work from. Okay. While this is working, which is all database changes, I'm going to go ahead and launch my git new branch. Okay. Notice here that my previous git status says that I am on branch master. Okay, I'm on the master branch. I'm on the main branch of my fork on it. Now I'm going to do the checkout minus B pull request 30, and that basically just said, okay, you're switched to a new branch, which is called PR30. If I do the new git status command, you can see here up above that now I'm on branch PR30. There has been really no changes in the files on the disk. Okay, the whole install is exactly the same as it was. This is probably working. Didn't even notice that I changed anything because JIT is really good at that. I mean, this branch stuff and all the moving files around and collecting them and seeing what changes. It's really good at that. So basically, it just said, okay, you're on a new branch. You can start working, and whatever you do here, I'll associate it to this branch and leave the main branch alone. Okay. Okay. So now I can start working on this. To start working on this, I have to come over here to the files changed on the pull request and start pulling in the changes. Okay. I'm going to do this manually because this is all mixed up and it's kind of difficult to, I don't want to overcomplicate it. I could get a branch out of this and start just kind of picking the changes from one, but I'm going to do it manually. Okay, so here I'm going to edit the Smarty templates, edit U template file, and just add those changes in. Edit view UV, that was around line 140, module calendar. Okay, let's come over here, 140. If module calendar, okay, and it says that I have to add an ID in here, which is a good idea anyway. And the other change is exactly the same, just a little bit below. It's the two selects in this if else structure. Okay, so I just applied that change, save that, and if we come over here to the JIT and ask it for a status, we'll see that up above. Now I already have my new file. If I ask it what has changed there, it will say that exactly those two lines change with exactly the, the, the change in there. Okay, fine. Let's see what else I have to change. Okay, I have this change. Add vendor activities. It's a PHP file. This has been moved into the add vendor activities PHP file. Okay, this is a change set, and okay, so I'm gonna create this. If I can view this, what happens? Okay, I'm gonna pick this up and convert it into a file. Come over here to the build change sets, create a new file in here, which I'm gonna call add vendor activities. Add vendor activities. Okay, that's right, and that's the name that has been put here also. Add vendors activities. Okay, well, let's do it the same way. First I have to, okay, one thing after another. Okay, this name, and here I paste the file that I just picked up from here. Okay, let's go that one back, and here, okay, so here basically it says it's a change set, apply this. To apply it, it picks up the vendors module, it picks up the calendar module, and it sets a related list between one and the other with an add using the get activities method and the activity history. Okay, this looks good. And then it says that you can't undo the changes. There's nothing here. Okay, let me see the definition. Let's pick up the definition of this file just to pick the XML. Okay, so come over here to coreBOS updater and coreBOS updater XML, and let's see the XML file, what it looks like. Let's look .xml. Okay, this is the change set. Just copy that over, put it down here below. Okay, let's see. The author, add calendar events to vendors, build change set, add vendor activities. Okay, that's good. And it's not a system update. Okay, if it's not a system update, then it can be undone. And if it can be undone, we have to implement the undo change here. Okay, so let's pick up the default undo change. default says if it's blocked, we return true. If it has an error, we send an error. If it's a system update, it can't be undone. And if not, then we undo our magic right here. Mark undone. Okay. So, what do we have to do? We have to eliminate those related lists. So basically, it will be picking up the vendors module again, and let's see if we have a delete related list, which I don't really remember. We have unset related list, perfect, and it takes basically the same thing: module, instance, label, and function. Okay, so it's basically the same. We just come over here and say, okay, vendors, activities, and we unset that related list, and we unset this related list. Perfect. Module instance, label, and function name. Oh, and function name. Okay, so we don't have this one. Okay, get rid of that, and we get rid of this. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now I have the capability of using coreBOS Updater to install this relation or not. Okay, activate it or not. We will see the related list or not. Internally, the information will be saved the same, so even if you do undo it and then you put it back again, the information won't be lost. Okay, so with this XML entry here and this file here, I'm able to do all the database changes that I need without having to, disrupt or send any code, foreigner's code lost in the top of the install or just moving files around. coreBOS Updater will take care of all the details and know what it has to do. Okay, let's see what our next step is, which would be up here. Let's go. Okay, I have this one. I have this one in. Okay, we have some label changes. We have some label changes here. Vendor name. Okay. Include language ENUS. Let's go check that out. Include language ENUS. And let me see if we check for vendor here. Single vendor. Could have used that one or this one and avoid having to add or vendor name. That's exactly the one we're looking for. Vendor name. Okay, and the other one was combo all leads, accounts, help desk, quotes, purchase order, invoices, leads, accounts. Okay, we're back up there again. Okay, let's see. I'll add this one in. And the vendor name, I don't know if we should just recycle that. Where's that used? Let's see where this is used, just in case we can, avoid having to add another label vendor name. Okay, it's used here, and it's in the app strings, and it's vendor name. Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna get rid of this one because we have that already as vendor name. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of this one, and we'll just be adding the combo vendors label. We'll reuse the other one. I'm going to add this to all the language files, okay, just so the patch will be consistent with all files. Okay, I just added that to all the language files. Okay, they're all there, so now it's kind of consistent. Okay, perfect. That makes that. I just implemented this change here, so now I have to implement this one. Okay, so let's go copy this out and let's move it over. Include utils detail view. Okay, so it's this one, detail view. We're talking about line 793, and here we have, let's get some context, ticket title, parent module, and the get translated string below. get translated string below, ticket titles. Okay, so this looks like it goes right here in the new else if. Okay, so here we have a new else if. Okay, let's move this over, get rid of the plus signs. Okay, so now we have else if. Okay, following the structure of above, else if campaigns, help desk, and now vendors. Else it goes down this way. Okay, here we change this one. Let's take a look at that one. I changed that one for vendor name. Let's see where that is, just to make sure I get it right. Vendor name, perfect. So I changed this label so that we'd avoid having the same string twice. It selects vTiger vendor where vendor ID is this, picks it up, converts the name, and gets this. Okay, I'm going to change this whole function. I know it's in line with the ones above. Well, it's okay. Parent module, vendors, okay, action, detail, view, record, and account name. This account name is this account name. Let's put vendor name here, just to make it a little bit more consistent. We know what we're doing, especially when we look at this code again a couple months from now. Okay, that looks good. Okay, we're gonna leave it there. We'll leave the programming classes for another day. Okay, I have this change. Now we have to add vendors into this array here, which is in edit view. Utils, edit view, and that was around line 790. 790. Here it is, and we add here vendors with combo vendors. Perfect. And now here we have another in list view. We have to add here an or calendar module. That's around line 3158. Okay. List view 3518. Okay, I need a little bit of context here because this is off. This is off. Okay, let's see where we are. If parent module equals vendor and email. Okay. If parent module, current module. Okay, let's go up a little bit. See now. Okay, let's do this the right way. Let me see, where is this? Parent module equals vendors. Okay. Okay, let's go up a little bit and start looking here. Parent module equals vendors. Okay. 3159. Oh wow, I didn't even see it. 3159. It was exactly where it was supposed to be. Okay. Days get long, I guess. Okay, copy this again, and let's put that here. Okay. If module vendors and emails or calendar, then select vendor name from vTiger vendor, vendor name. Okay, perfect. Perfect. We got that in. Okay, got this one. Now this one. Okay, this is the one I asked you here. Is this correct? You're sending the vendor ID into the get account name function, which will fail. It says it doesn't, but it seems really odd to me that that should work. Anyway, let's have a look. Calendar modules, calendar, edit view. Okay. Modules, calendar, edit view. Okay, we're gonna have to do the same change calendar for you module, which is probably, yeah, right here. Okay, I think saw something like that. 137 is right here. If it's a contact ID, let's see, get some context. Says account ID, account name, account ID, account name. Okay, and we add here this code. Okay, yeah, I left this one down below. Okay, if it's a contact ID, all this code will be done, and if not, we pick up the account ID as a vendor, and the account name, okay, we have to keep the same variable names because they'll probably be used down below. But this get account name, let's go see what this does. This goes in and selects account name from vTiger account, where account ID is the one that has just been given. That means that if this is a vendor, this is going to fail. I mean, it has to fail. Or this is vendor ID isn't a vendor ID, it's an account ID. I mean, the code is very clear. It looks for account name in accounts. If you give it a vendor ID, that's another table, it's another thing. It can't work. I don't think it can work anyway. The way I understand this should work was be like this. Vendor info equals get entity info, get entity name, module vendor. Is that vendor or vendors? It's vendors with an S. And then we need here a list, which will be just one in our case. Okay, this will return an array where I should be able to put here vendor ID, account ID. Okay, this function, the getEntityName, is a generic function which will look in the meta fields, the meta information that we have in the database for this, for the module information, what field it is that and what it has to show you. Okay, in this case of the vendors, it will look for the vendor name. If it were account, it will look for the account name, and if it was anything else, it just would work also. So this is kind of a more generic function where we could even substitute and use it up here and get rid of the get account name altogether. Okay, I think this is the correct way to solve this piece of code. Anyway, we'll check it out now when we test it. Okay, what else do we have to do? Calendar view, event detail view. This is another patch for another thing that we've already created another ticket for. This is also another patch, another thing, doesn't have anything to do with this. And then we need this one, which is the vendors. Let's view this one because I want to be able to copy this one completely. It's down here. Okay. So we go into vendors JS, and we add the set return function, which is used by the capture field in the calendar, really anywhere, so that it will select and show the correct information when it's selected in the pop-up. Okay, that looks good, should be working. Okay, now we add here the get activities and the get history functions to the main class of vendors PHP. This is done because these classes have to be defined there when we did the set related list. They have to be here. I'm going to okay, so I'm just gonna basically copy them in, and yeah, let's just copy them in and use them the way they are. Vendors PHP line 500. Okay, let's go down 500. Sorry for that. 500. No, 500. Okay. Okay, here we have the get activities function, and we have to go down, get the get history. These functions are basically the same for all modules. We could put them in the CRM entity. Oh, it was down at the end. Okay. Copy this over to the vendors module, and we should be ready to roll. Okay, let's get rid of this one, and add that one. Okay, function, activities, history. Okay, I did github data that has no meaning. Okay, we're done. Okay, so now what I have to do is test it. Okay, let's first make a quick look at what has changed in the code, and notice that I have everything: the template, the language file changes, detailed views, edit views, calendars, vendors, everything. It just registers all the changes I made. If I launch this through a diff, it will show me exactly all the changes that I've made. Uh, all the changes, the combo, the vendors. These are the language files. Here we have a piece of the vendor name thing that I was just looking at. Combos, everything exactly perfect. All the code is in place. It shows me everything that we've changed. Perfect. Okay, let's give that a quick try. Make sure it's working. Let's come over here to the calendar. Let's add a new event related to ding, 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 ding. Okay, so it's not this one. It has to be these. Let's create a to-do. And no vendors. Leads, organization, troubleshoot campaigns, quotes, purchase orders. No vendors. Okay. Let's go back over here and let's see where that went. Insider related to leads, organization, and campaigns. Okay. Let's go over the changes. And this has to be in the calendar detail view. Let's see what happened here. Module calendar, we modified the edit view. No. Okay, let's come over here. Let me see. This one changes the edit view. Okay, but that just adds, that's not important. Oh, this is, no, this is the related list. I don't need to do that yet. This is the detailed view, so this will show it for us. This is where we added it, edit view utils. This is the one that should have made it shown up. Okay, let's check this one again, I guess, in case I did some mistake. Edit view, if action is a task, then it adds these in, but by default we should be getting all these vendors, combo vendors. This is good. This looks good. UE type 66. This looks correct. And I don't need to reload this at all. That code is executed directly. Okay, so something's wrong. Something else is needed somewhere. Okay, let's see if we can have a look and find out. Okay, I just noticed what it is. The calendar code in is kind of messy. It's repeated 3 or 4 places. So when you do a change to this screen here, or to this configuration, you have to do it 2 or 3 places. The change that we did, that we're incorporating now, just does it in one place, and that's when you go from the related list. Let's go into one of these which has that activities, and let's do it from here. This should work. Add an event, for example, and related to vendors. Okay. Uh, we will have to get around to doing this also on the other screen and in calendar for YouTube, because this is missing a part of the action. Okay, we get the vendors pop up. I can select one here. It gets selected here. Let's save this just in case. Vendors, location. Okay, fine. Save. Can't. Okay. Planned. Let's do this for tomorrow. this up. Related to. Related to. No, this one isn't the one I created. Oh, okay. It's in the history. No. Okay. No, it is in here. It's in the vendors, of course. I related it there. I can't see it here, obviously. Okay. Let's go here. I should have it here. Okay, here it is. And it should be related to the vendor. 66. Okay, that means that we're doing something wrong. That means that I'm probably doing something wrong. Let's go back. That detail view is the one that I changed for the get entity name, which is this one. Modules calendar edit view. Modules calendar edit view, which is this one. Modules calendar edit view. Get account name. Okay. Okay. Let's do the one that was originally here. And we comment these out. Let's see if it works. And maybe I was totally wrong. Okay. It doesn't work either. And I did that right. Account name, get account ID, get account name, account ID. Okay. Let me see. Show that on screen. See what's in here. Let's see what's in that variable. By one call and by the other. Okay. This should get us that information. Just spit it on screen somewhere. And it doesn't. That means that I'm looking where I'm not supposed to be looking. I'm looking where I'm not supposed to be looking. Okay, let's do this another way around. The calendar code is terrible. It's really just not worth touching. Let's load the update. Okay, picked up the add vendor activities. Let's launch that. Okay, it's the wrong one. This is the right one. Okay, let's apply this. That should get me the two pick list, the two related list. Now we go into vendors. Where are you? And we should have the pick list. Which one did I pick? Barbara or Elizabeth? Elizabeth I picked. Okay, we have the list here. I think it was the other vendor though. The other vendor here. Let's see. Okay, this is related correctly. I do have the vendor here. I do have the vendor here, which is correct. This is showing correctly. And I'm doing that. Let's comment this out. Comment this out. No, but this is in here. Yeah, this isn't even here. Edit view. Oh, this is the edit view. Not the detail view. This is the edit view. Okay, wait a minute. This, I gotta get rid of this. Get rid of this. Okay, so I leave it the way I originally thought that was correct. Let's go over to this. Open this up in a new tab. Okay, the related to is showing wrong here, but if I edit it, it comes in correctly. Okay, which should be executing this. Let's make sure. Let's do bar dump of account name, just to make sure that I'm on the right page here. No, I'm not. I am not on the right page. Okay, I don't know case, it did relate that correctly, and it did relate this correctly. So what am I missing here? I'm missing the detail view. I'm missing the detail view, which turns out to be a 66. And if we add an event or a to-do here, that will work correctly. That should relate correctly. Yeah, okay, that's working good. That's working good. What we're missing is this 66 here. We have to change that. Okay. Besides that, I think we have everything else. I think I have everything else in place. Let me go over this again. Okay, we have this change, which is just an ID. Doesn't really make any difference. We're not using that. This is obsolete. Has been changed by this one. The labels we changed. This piece of code here, which is in detail view. This one should be showing me the vendor. Let's have a look at this piece. Detail view. Okay, this is detail view. Okay, a whole bunch of people looking for me now. Let me see. Here. Broke my line of thought, like usual. Okay, let's do this, and I want to see. I want to see what's happening here. I want to see basically if it's this is exactly the piece of code that we're executing. Should be. Let's reload this, and we get no var dumps. I don't know where this is coming from. Okay, I have to go look for that. Anyway, we have this code in place. We have this code in place. That's working. If we go from there, list view, that's working also. Edit view seems to be working. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to see how I could. Okay, basically I'm done. Okay, it's not working. It's not correct. I have to do some additional changes to get it working. But I'm going to ask the person who helped, who created the pull request to fix that. So it's right. I can't accept it until it's correct. But I'm going to anyway. I'm going to push forward and finish the pull request so that we can see how it's done. Okay, so, and basically how you would finish it off. If it were correct, okay, let's suppose that everything is correct and I'm finished, then I have here my list of changes, so I can commit. Note that I'm on the branch. I'm on branch PR30. Okay, so now I'm going to create. I'm going to basically commit the changes that I have and apply them as a commit and a pull request. So first, I'm going to add to the branch those changes which I want to upload, which is this one, the include language, the include utils, the calendar, the vendors, and CV updater. I'm missing the build. Okay, yeah, this one, the new file down here. Okay, correct. Okay, so I added those. Now if I do another JIT status, you'll see that I have up here changes to be committed. They have moved from the not staged up to the staged file, and I can review that I'm exactly committing the right files. Okay, and notice that the set of files that I'm going to upload to my branch are exactly the ones that I've changed and that I have validated that are working correctly. Okay, so I'm going to commit manual apply of pull request number 30. Commit that, and I can push that up to my GitHub account. Okay, perfect. And now I can go and do git status again. Will show me that I'm basically back the way I was before I started coding. I'm on this branch. I can go back to my master branch, simply checking out. Now if I do a git status again, I'm back on the master branch. None of the changes that I just did are available at all. In fact, the way it is, because I already modified the database, if we go into vendors, this should break because the get activities function isn't there anymore. Okay, so it really, and if I want to go back, now I don't have to create it again because I already have it, so I can just kind of ask to check out the pull request number 30, and this will start working again. Really fantastic and incredible tool. I mean, really, JIT is something you really need to know if you're going to be playing with all this stuff. Okay, so now what do I do? Now what I have to do is come over here to my project, to my GitHub account, my new project, my new fork, which is coreBOS. Notice that it already says, okay, you have a branch here. Okay, it says, it tells me that I have a branch. It's here also in my branches, okay, my PR30 is right here. I could go and check it out. I could see it, okay, and see exactly the changes. But right here, it's already telling me that GitHub knows that Joe Bordes coreBOS is a fork of Tesolution coreBOS, and it sees that this branch has been created, and it tells me that I can compare my branch with the main project and submit a pull request. If I click on this, since I have a very clean branch, a new branch with only the changes that I want to be in the pull request, if you notice here, it's already comparing the master branch on the Tesolution coreBOS project and my branch. This can be edited, and you can change branches and you can change repositories and everything. Really powerful. But by default, it does what it already has. Notice that it's telling me that it's just one commit, because that's just one commit that I did, and I changed 18 files. And if you look below, you'll see that the 18 files are exactly the files that I changed. Not one line more, not one line less. Exactly the ones I did, the ones I committed. I mean, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. So if I create this pull request, go into Tesolution, you'll see that I have a new pull request here, which is the one I just did. And now I'm on the Tesolution project, and you can see that I have exactly the changes in. So it's really easy for Tesolution manager to just kind of click on that and can just merge the pull request in and bring everything in with really no effort at all. Not very different than what I just had to do, where I had to go through all the changes and manually move them over, and which is a lot of work for the person who was trying to organize the main project. And anyway, I hope this is helpful, not only for this coreBOS project, but really for any GitHub project, because this is the way to do it if you want to make really clean pull requests. Thanks for listening. Sorry for making it so long.